Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this video is going to be the starting point of a 6-week competition. Yes, a 6-week competition. I was approached back in February by Stake. We've spoken about them here on the channel. I've covered them before, and they were one of the providers that I've suggested as an alternative to Trading 212, as they are still not opening accounts. Now, Stake are a US market specialist. So in other words, you can use them to access companies on the US stock market, not in the UK. So most people that follow me here talk a lot about Apple, Tesla, Netflix. You can use them to access all of those companies. Anyway, they reached out back in February and they said, Pete, we are thinking of doing something called Trader v Trader. And essentially what this is, it is a little bit of a competition where over 6 weeks, we trade in specific companies in the United States on the US market in specific sectors. And at the end of 6 weeks, the winner takes all. So in this video, I'm going to be outlining who I'm going to be up against, what sectors I'm going to be invested in, and what is at stake. You like that? Buy Stake, because Stake's doing this for us, and then there are stakes. Anyway, we're going to get into details. Just as a little side note, if you're not using Stake already, there is a link in my description that will give you access to a free share of either Nike, GoPro, or Dropbox. Now, Nike shares are just over $100. I think they're about $120 or so. You have to deposit your account with at least £50 within 24 hours of downloading the app, but you will get yourself a free share. You might be able to double your money if you're lucky enough to get a night share, but it's a free share nonetheless, so make sure that you use the link down in the description. Now, let's get into detail of what's going on. All right, so if you are new to this channel, welcome. If you've not subscribed already, consider doing so. There's a little red button down there. Literally just show it a little bit of love. Tap it right there for me. And look, I upload every Tuesday, every Friday at 5 p.m. This channel is all about making sure that we give you information and education to help you make the best financial and investment decisions. This series is going to span across 6 weeks with basically updates all the way through. So if you do want to keep up to date with what's going on, see how I'm getting on, see how my competitor is getting on, then you also want to hit that notification bell as well so you get notified when these videos get uploaded. If you love the concept of what we're doing over the next 6 weeks, then make sure that you smash the like button as well and show this video some love, because this is definitely going to be an educational curve. So what is actually going on right now? So the kind folks at Stake have funded my account with $1,000. And the premise here is essentially a trading challenge over the next 6 weeks. I'm going to tell you who I'm up against at the moment, but let me tell you the stakes. Over the next 6 weeks, I'm going to be invested in a particular sector in the US market. And at the end of 6 weeks, if I make more money than my competitor, I keep all of the money. If she makes more money than I do, she keeps all of the money. Now, this is something that I generally wouldn't do because, as you guys know from following the channel and watching the videos, I am very much a long-term investor. In this instance, we're looking to get the highest returns over the next 6 weeks, which means that I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone in terms of how I would typically invest. But within this, there are going to be lessons, and these lessons are going to be valuable if you are the kind of person who's looking to trade over the short period of time, maybe a 6-week period. I have already made some stock selections. I'm not going to show you them just yet. There will be an update early next week around that when the money's all invested. I'll talk to you about how I've selected, what I was looking at, especially using Stake and maybe some other tools as well. But let me move on to who I'm up against. If you don't know her already, then you need to go check out her channel. Her channel is called Panda Boss. I'm up against Anna. She is great, by the way. Definitely go check her out. And this is a conversation that her and I had last weekend. All right, hello. How you doing?
Hi. Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm not bad. I'm excited about this little Trader v Trader sort of thing with Stake. So I thought it would be interesting just for us to kind of get together and just talk through what it is that we're going to be doing and stuff like that. And I don't know, I want to pick your brains as well on how you're going to approach this, and I can probably talk a little bit about how I'm going to approach it as well for people watching this.
Perfect. Yeah, no, I'm really excited to do it. It's so different from anything I've ever, like any approaches I've ever taken, because obviously I'm very long-term investing. So this is exciting, and well, I'm a little bit nervous as well. But it should be fun.
Yeah, to be honest, I am a long-term investor, kind of like you. And this basically for me, it means you've got to take a different tact. Because you're looking, it's only 6 weeks. So you're looking for things that are going to return
Yeah.
decent returns over a 6 weeks period. It's not, I generally don't look for a 6 week period. So whilst I kind of know what I'm doing, I'm not fully
Yeah.
in full knowledge of what I'm doing because I'm going to have to approach companies in a completely different manner. So I think, yeah, a little bit of nerves on my side as well, because it's like, okay, so am I going to pick the right ones or am I not going to pick the right ones? You just never know at the end of the day because you can't control the markets. And I think that's going to be a really big lesson as well to kind of bring through in this process too.
Yeah, I think so. And it'll be really interesting to see how well we both do just generally, not just the whole like who's going to win, because obviously that's exciting, but just to see if it's even possible. Like I know so many people on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok like talk about all these like massive gains that they make over short terms, and it'll be interesting to see whether that's actually feasible.
Yeah, true. Actually, so what sector are you going for? Because I'm going to go for tech, and I kind of, I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to do, and the companies that I'm going to pick. Well, not explicitly at this point in time, but I know I'm going to choose maybe 10 to 15 companies from the tech sector. I probably know about 4 or 5 already. I need to do research for additional 10. But you just alluded to something there that, my approach isn't going to be to scalp trade this on a daily basis. I don't have the time to do that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go highly speculative, and I'm probably going to buy and hold them for the 6 week period, maybe trade out if I need to.
Yeah.
But that's what my approach is going to be, because I don't have the time to do the analysis and scalp on a daily basis, which is where most of the guys who would do short-term trading, that's what they'll be doing, which is where you can make some really, really good returns because you're in there, you're out very, very quickly. And I'm not going to be looking at leveraging. I'm not going to be looking at longing or shorting either of those stocks as well. So it's going to be about what their actual performance is on the upward trajectory, not shorting on the downside.
Yeah, no, pretty much similar to you. Like I wasn't planning to go for the day trading. I like barely keep up with life as it is right now with everything I'm doing. So I think the sort of day trading isn't really for me. I've been reading an interesting book recently about picking shares that perform, and it sort of talks about all these different approaches to trading. And I've been sort of thinking about that and which approach I'm going to take. And there's an interesting one in there which just talks about like outsider information. So how insider trading, and it really resonates. And I think, well, I'm picking the renewable energy sector. Let's start with that. And I think with renewable energy, it's so big right now in terms of like people talking about it and thinking it's going to grow, but it's not been around for very long. So there's not that much analysis as such that you can do. A lot of these companies that are probably going to do really well are still really new. So you don't have a history that you can really reliably look at. So, even companies like Tesla, look at the returns they've made, but actually they've only just started making a profit. So it's going to be a challenge, but I'm seeing it as a good challenge. Like it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be interesting as well. And obviously with stake, because it's like the US market is really where you want to be for this kind of stuff anyway. They're the biggest market on the planet and everything. And stake are, US experts pretty much. So it'll be interesting to see where the portfolios are going to essentially sit when we do the update in the next video in a couple of weeks' time. Do you have an idea of what companies you're going to go for? Are you looking at any fund managers or investors at the moment for a few hints and tips of where you might go?
So I've got an idea of a few similar to you, like a few that I've already got in mind that I already invested in my normal portfolio. But what I was thinking was similar to you, 10 to 15. But actually, I was thinking to have a chunk of it chosen by my subscribers. So I thought that might be fun to incorporate into it, to sort of use the collective knowledge and see which ones come up a lot. So I was going to sort of try and approach it that way, like smaller percentage subscriber chosen, a couple sort of maybe bigger, more well-known stocks,
Hmm.
and then the rest probably highly speculative.
Yeah.
I've been having a look at Simply Wall Street. So
Yeah.
they've got a lot of like categories that you can look at, and one is about like best performing sort of renewable energy stocks. So I was kind of thinking of like making my way through that list and then sort of using a combination of that and then like the stake analyst ratings to try and have a look and see if I want to go for them.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do on the tech side. I definitely have 5 that I know of straight away. That will go into the portfolio. I get questions on stocks all the time. I don't necessarily get, actually, no, within my Discord group, to be fair, I get a ton of suggestions, this one, that one. And we do stock analysis within there as well. So there's probably a handful of some that I could probably get from the Discord group in there. But it's interesting actually bringing your subscribers in. I might actually think, I don't know how I'd actually do that, but that's actually really, really interesting actually. Maybe if people are watching this on my channel, if you want to suggest some stocks, then by all means suggest stock, but they have to be in the tech sector. I want to go quite speculative with it. So I'm looking for something that could potentially give us a really good return over the next 6 weeks or so. But yeah, interesting approach.
Yeah, I like that with the comments, because initially, so I'm thinking sort of my Facebook group and Instagram, but actually comments is a good idea. So yeah. Should do that.
Good. So with this, we know that it is going to be winner takes all, no pressure or anything like that. But I'm actually very, very, for me, I think it will be a learning curve, particularly when it comes to that short-term trading period, because it's not something I typically do. And I'll be interested to see actually what lessons come out of the back of this as well. I.e., do I pick something that actually it was never a good pick in the first place, but because I'm being speculative, maybe some of the fundamental stuff that I would tend to do anyway goes out the window. Who knows? I don't know. But I think whatever happens, it will be a really nice experience just to kind of like learn. And hopefully, people watching this will find value out of it as well.
And we'll do like a lessons learned at the end, right? So it'll be good.
Yeah. And I think we've got a live stream as well also that we're going to do just as a bit of an update to it as well.
I'm very competitive. I don't know about you, but I'm like, even though I don't know much about this and it's like so feasible that I will lose, I'm so competitive.
me and you both. Because I'm like, no, I don't want to lose. I don't. And the thing is, right, if you do 1% performance more than me, I'm going to be like, oh my God. Whereas if it's going to be like 10%, I'll probably be like, oh, all right, that's not really good. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting.
It's funny because like I know a big premise of it is like the winner takes all in terms of the money. But for me, a big part of it is just because I'm competitive. I just want to win. Like not even about the money, just about winning.
That was one of the things that when Andrew emailed, I was like, oh, this sounds really, really good. Competition, right? Really, really good. So yeah. But as all things, guys, if people are watching this, I think ultimately it is going to be a learning curve because this kind of stuff can't be controlled. And like it is going to be fundamentally on the choices that we make and the companies that we effectively pick.
Yeah.
There could be wrong companies in the wrong week because that is the reality. Like with this over a short period of time, one of the companies we go and pick has like a really bad day or a bad week, that could pretty much be it. And that's part of me was like, well, do I go speculative or do I just go and get some like proper foundational companies and let them bumble on? But it's really, really hard to kind of gauge. If you want high risk, or high returns, you've got to go high risk. So that's what I'm going to do. And we'll see what happens. Yeah.
I think the thing to remember is it's going to be about the performance on that day, really, isn't it? Because I could be beating you up until like the day before, and on that day something happens and like two of my best performing stocks crash and then I lose. Like there's no way to predict. And I think that's why, most sort of long-term investors like us, we don't zoom in, we always zoom out of like the charts. You can have so much volatility, but as long as overall it goes up, it doesn't matter. So
so it's kind of like flipping on its head now, because we're going to be paying attention to like the short term, the intraday reports and what's going on more than it doesn't really matter. It's fine. I'm in it for a while, so it will come back. We don't. It's it's weird. It's going to be really, really weird in terms of a mindset and headspace thing to get my head around as well.
Yeah, it'll be tough, but I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, very, very interesting indeed. So yeah, good luck, and I'm sure we'll have an update, won't we?
Yes.
In a couple of weeks' time to see where we are, and then we've got a live stream, so we'll see what happens. So hopefully everybody wishes us luck as well.
Good luck to you, and yeah, let the best man win.
Yes, indeed. So there it is, guys. That's what's going on the channel over the next 6 weeks. And good luck to both of us, because if I'm completely honest, I have no idea how this is going to pan out. I don't know if we're going to make money, whether we're going to lose money, who's going to win, who's going to lose. The reality is that we don't have control over so many factors that impact share prices at any given time. And unlike long-term investing, where you can afford to ride out any bits of volatility or dip that you might see, we're looking to do this over a 6-week period. So the things that we can do, the things that we can control, are our picks, our research, our justifications for picking those companies. And I will share my rationale with you in a live early next week. But in the meantime, I would love to have you guys participate with this. So if you have a few stocks in the tech sector, they have to be in the tech sector, guys, that you think that I should be invested in, please put them in the comment box below. I would love to see if there are minds out there that think just like me, and give me some companies that I already have on the list. I have already selected 15 companies, so I'll be interested to see how many of you think along the same lines as me. I'm also interested to see if there's any new companies that aren't on my radar and haven't been included that I then later on include. I will do a full review and full reveal of the stocks that I've selected on a live early next week, probably on Monday, so stay tuned to that. But in the meantime, guys, you've got all weekend to give me some ideas, give me some thoughts. And again, if you've liked this, if you want to follow along with this, make sure that you smash that like button. As always, guys, if you've not listened to the podcast, there it is right there. Make sure you go check it out. It is Friday already, so I'm sure that you have, but if you haven't, go check it out. And remember, whatever it is that you're doing this weekend, we're about to be on the cusp of the COVID restrictions easing on Monday. Make sure that you stay safe. And remember, money is a tool, life is for living. I will see you on Monday.